Hey guys, so before we start the show, I just want to say today's subject matter is kind of deep, so we're going to split it up into two parts, first of all. Second of all, today's podcast is a little bit slower paced. We talked about time and its effects on our lives and, what it's like as a human being, knowing that you're going to die one day and the reality that we face. And with this podcast, we want to talk about the darker side of it, and the next podcast we'll be talking about the lighter side of it. So it's going to be a bit of heavy subject matter. We start to talk about the deeper stuff around the 9-minute mark, and the conversation really starts to get good. But if you can't stay the whole time, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, all that. Your support means so much to us. We just hit 91 subscribers, and I know that doesn't feel like a lot, but for us who, have been funding this with our money since the beginning, just starting it from the ground up, this is monumentous for us. So thank you guys so much, and please enjoy the show. Thank you. I think I got this. Welcome back to the Nodream podcast, guys. I don't know what number this is exactly, but the important thing is we're back. Today with me I have Kobe and Kyle.
What up? AK-47, Mac 11, Glocks and 9s. What?
Alright, sure, we can keep that in. Alright. Yeah, very cool.
That.
Bars.
That's all Kyle says nowadays.
Yep, that's all he says.
AK-47, Glocks and 9. That's all he speaks.
These days, Kyle doesn't speak in full sentences anymore. Yeah. He just speaks in... He's like Bumblebee.
He was going to speak at the last Fields of Faith, but with that kind of speech...
You know how Bumblebee, he plays songs bits to the radio? That's what Kyle... He can only speak through, music.
You are my friend. Be all distorted and everything.
Yeah, but, how's you guys' week been? It's been good, bad? Trash? What do you mean by trash?
Trash.
How's it been trash?
Trash.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. I've just been thinking about the future and everything, I guess. I've been too lazy or something. I'm trying to get more motivated.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out what I want to major in, and that's just...
I've been trying to think about what am I good at? What's my hobbies? What am I doing instead of just sitting around?
Yeah.
What's gonna help me in the future, I guess.
I feel that. My week has been okay, I guess. I mean, I don't really remember anything. Oh yeah, but I was talking to you and Pastor Jeff yesterday. I've been forgetting my earliest memories.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it's like my brain is too full or something. I don't know.
That's good happen.
Yeah. I mean, it's been good, but I'm stressed out trying to find out what I want to major in.
Me too. I don't know what I want to do either.
Because, I want to do this for a living and, this sort of stuff.
Me too.
But obviously, if that's not successful, then I have to find other means. So, I don't know. Hopefully, this will blow up before I'm out of college. If not, then...
I hope.
If not, I'm still going to do it, but, So, yeah, that's how my week's been. So, today's podcast, we're going to be talking about time. And that sort of fits in with what we talked about with the whole major thing. Trying to find out what we want to do with the rest of our lives. And also recording this at 11:30 something. So yeah, it's pretty late. I guess you could say we're almost out of time. But how have you guys dealt with the concept of time, growing up?
Going stupid in the whip because I cannot see.
What does that do with time?
He said as a kid he didn't really think about it that much, but now it's starting to become more...
What? He did not say that. He did not say that at all.
Bro, that's what he said, right?
That is not what he said.
He just shook his head.
Well, for me, I remember I've always known that I was going to die. Growing up, I just always knew it. There was just some sense of life isn't forever. It's going to happen to me eventually. And I remember... I remember I asked my dad one time, and this was when he was still around. We had just left the gym. I remember I started crying. And this might seem dumb, but I started crying. And I was like, why do I have to suffer? Because Adam messed up. I didn't even do anything. Why do I gotta die? Because this guy messed up. It wasn't my fault. And then I remember I was driving home from I was riding home when I was 6 from a wedding. And I was in the car, I remember it was all dark. And I was just sitting there. And the happiness that was at the wedding, it just felt so fake because it was temporary or whatever. And I was driving home with my mom. And this was I guess it was 6-year-old me or whatever. And then I was just sitting there staring out the window. And it was night. And I was like, dang, I'm not going to live forever, am I? And I had a mini panic attack. And I started breathing super hard. I was like, I'm going to die. And then I guess from that point on to like age 15, like I've grown up in the church, so I know I had eternal life, but just the fact that I could die at any moment, like it stole my sleep from me. Like I wasn't able to sleep at night. I was always worried. And I remember I would stay in my room like doing push-ups and all that sort of stuff and like writing books and stuff because I believed the only thing that would outlive me was like the stuff that I did. So I put like all my effort and stuff into things that I thought would outlive me. But as I came to learn, even that stuff doesn't last. So I mean, I guess now I've accepted it, right? Like I've put my faith in the fact that there is a heaven and I'll be there after I die, but it still does matter what I do here on earth. So it's kind of like a balance, I guess. Yeah. So how did you grow up with that whole concept, or that you were running out of time, or?
It wasn't like yours. I guess like when I was a kid, I was definitely like oblivious to all that because like my environment was different than yours. So like I was like just having fun all the time, you know, doing my little kid thing.
Your little kid thing?
I didn't really think about time all the time. I just had fun, you know, like just did what I wanted to. Then I guess like as I got older, probably like middle school, high school, I was like, dang. Like I would like think about like all the times I'm having with my family. Then I was like thinking about like how in the future I'm not always gonna live there. So I'd be like, dang, my parents are gonna pass away. It's gonna suck. It's not always gonna be like this. I should spend more time with my family, even though I don't, because I'm here now at James' house.
This man.
But I think about that.
Yeah.
I'd be like, dang, bro, every day's not guaranteed.
So around
I don't really
what age did you remember? Like around what age did you realize?
Probably like 12, around that time, or 11.
So this is probably a meme, but did you see that one study where they took like this monkey, right? They took an ape. It was a gorilla, and like they showed him like every day, like they showed him pictures of dead gorillas, and they like repeated it. And they said, "You are going to die. You die." For like 20 hours, like a day, and like pointed at this.
Why'd they do it? Like, dang.
And then it was like after
that thing finna be depressed.
After a couple weeks, it showed signs of depression and suicidal behaviors. And you know how psychologists have those little ink blot things? Mm-hmm. Like the gorillas consistently pointed to the ones that were consistent with death and suicide and the impermanence of all things and that sort of stuff. And I was like, wow, they actually, hey, they really did that to a gorilla.
You making a gorilla depressed?
They made those things sad. But I feel like a lot of times, so the same thing happens to us too. Like, not like that. Not like you are going to die. You are going to die. No, but
puts a whole picture in front of his face.
No, but for me, that's how it was. Like in my head, it was always like you are going to die. It's going to happen. And like I feel like there's two ways you can react. Probably you can either panic and shut down and give up, or you can try to burn as bright as you can and then end up burning yourself out.
Yeah, I think I obviously knew like I was gonna die eventually, but I was like, I'm young. I have so much time. So I'm just having fun.
Yeah. I mean, with one of the reasons I liked Hamilton so much, the musical. If you haven't seen it, go see it. But the main thing that the character, and it obviously is romanticized. That's not how like the story actually was. But the main character Hamilton, he wrestles with the concept of time. Like his main adversary wasn't like Aaron Burr, it was time. Like it was like always, why do you write like you're running out of time? Like the whole reason he didn't spend like time with his family and all is because he felt like he could have used his time better. Towards the end of the story, when he gets shot, he's like, "Hey, if only I had more time." So yeah, it was always about time. I feel like as humans, one of our greatest enemies is time.
It's definitely time.
So anyway, what the Bible has a lot to say about time. Like Ecclesiastes, there's a reason it's my favorite book in the Bible. It talks about, there's a time to laugh, there's a time to cry. It talks about how every person under the sun is guaranteed the same things in life. Like none of us are guaranteed happiness or sadness, and all we can do is find joy in the work that we've been given. So what is
something you find joy in?
Well, what do you feel is the best use of your time?
The best use of my time?
Yeah.
That's what I be struggling with all the time.
Exactly. That's why it's such a
That's
hard
what everybody
question.
struggles with. I be
Yeah,
trying to
but
think.
the best use of their time.
I spend most of my time thinking about what's the best use of my time. I'll be sitting around and I'll be like,
Debating, trying to
there
figure
goes all
out.
my time.
Yeah, I be trying to figure out what I want to do next,
It's
and
like,
by
what?
that time it's already nighttime, and I gotta go to bed.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you feel about growing up?
What about it?
Like growing up,
What,
like losing that child, like the childlike innocence, and like growing up to like the reality of the world and all that, because that deals with time.
who likes it? Nobody.
Yeah, I kind of liked it.
What, the process? I mean, I liked it. I liked when I was younger. Now it's like, I guess like there are some things, then you miss other things at the same time. Like whenever you're like excited for Christmas and everything. Like I see Morgan, she's like excited to be like, dang, I remember that.
Well, I don't really want to go back. I mean, I value the time.
No, I like being oblivious to the things that are.
Oh,
I guess I like that, but at
ignorance
the
is
same,
bliss. Like
yeah.
not having to worry about certain things.
Yes, that. So when I was a kid, I guess like I was always surrounded with like, I don't know how to say it. I guess just movies. I guess Disney. Like my mom always loved those movies, so I grew up watching those. So I was like always watching happy movies. So I was a happy kid.
You're a happy
Yep.
kid.
I was like, oh, this is awesome. It's like a Disney. The world's like Disney. It's gonna be a fairy tale everywhere I go. And I got like to middle school and everything. Elementary school was a breeze. I was just myself, weird. I was always laughing and everything, joking around. Then in middle school, it's like I saw everybody and they changed. They were like cussing. I was like, dang, I guess I need to cuss. Boom, boom. I guess the world changed, and I was like, dang, why's everything like this? Just like everybody else, I guess. That's kind of how everybody else is.
So, would you say there's like any big differences between our upbringing?
Yeah.
Like, despite, well, like forgetting like my home situation and all that, do you think there was anything huge?
What, huge in my backstory?
No, like anything different that you were exposed to than I was. Because I was exposed to books and stories and like all sorts of things just like you were. So why was my mentality different?
I don't know. I've always clung to like the imagination too. Like I've always clung to like stories and like movies. Movies was my world, I guess. I always like watching movies and everything. I used to love them.
So was it like the type of stuff?
That's probably the type of yeah, probably was because I didn't know anything about no anime or like dark things.
Well, I wasn't reading like I wasn't. I didn't come out my mom's room watching anime. Like I wasn't bored. Like I was reading philosophy books as a kid, so that was probably it.
I didn't read that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was probably that sort of stuff. So yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff we bring in to our mind can influence us in that regard. And like knowing that you're gonna die, like eventually, shouldn't be a bad thing. Like that should motivate you.
Yeah.
Like Jesus, he knew he was gonna die. He definitely knew he was gonna die. The 33 years he was on Earth, he knew he was gonna die. So every single thing that he did, like, was for a purpose. And like even through all that, he took time to rest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, yeah. So if you had, let's say 24 hours to live, how would you spend it?
Don't ask me that.
Don't shake your head. How would you spend it if you had 24 hours left to live?
Dang, that's hard. I feel like I would probably be lazy and do the same things I always do.
What do you mean? If you had 24 hours left to live.
To be honest, I'd probably just stay home
Really?
with my family. I'd be like, hey, I guess I'm gonna be leaving soon.
What the world? You wouldn't go anywhere?
Why?
Why don't you just take them places too?
24 hours is not enough time to go places. You might as well just stay home.
Oh my! Yes, it is.
Like honestly, no. Where are you gonna go?
You can go to Walmart.
I don't want to go.
You can
there.
buy whatever you.
Why would I want to go to
You
Walmart?
can spend all your money.
Stay home.
You
Why would
can-
I spend my
You
money?
can buy that new iPhone.
That'd be dumb to spend all your money. I just give it to my family. Do
You
it help them?
can. That is true. So let's say, never mind. Let's change that. Let's say you have 72 hours.
What, like 3 days?
Yeah. What's it? What, like 3 days? 3 days is a lot. What would you do if you had 72 hours left to live?
3 days, so that's not a lot, though, to be honest. If somebody told me that, I don't know. I'd probably still do the same things, to be honest.
Really? I'd be going to Tokyo. I'd be going.
How are you gonna get there?
Plane.
So you're gonna use your last bit of moments to go all the way around the world and leave all the people that you've been knowing your whole life here.
Gonna see the people I know again anyway. I do feel that though.
I don't know what I would do.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think there's anything.
I'd probably like write a long letter about because I know like I don't like talk a lot to people around. Like even though like people see me talk, like I don't like talk about like exactly how I feel to everybody. So I'd probably like write some type of note or something. I'd be like, yeah, this is what I was thinking during this time. Then I leave a note for everybody that knows me probably.
I'd probably try to finish all the books I've written and all the songs I've written.
Then I just do things that I've never done with people before. Or like I just be honest all the time.
Be honest all the time.
I'd try to be as honest as I can with everybody.
So
Why hang out with my dad? Because I never really do.
So what's stopping you from doing that now?
Our times kind of don't cross all the time.
No, I mean, but why don't you? I meant like in general. Why don't you just be honest all the time now?
There's not that same sense of urgency.
Of pressure, I mean.
Yeah.
Well, see, I don't understand why, and like I'm the same way. But like death, like I could literally fall over and drop dead right now.
Yep, that's true. Me too.
Exactly. So, I mean, why aren't we honest all the time? Why don't we just utilize our time fully?
Some days I am. I'd be like, dang, it's a good day. I'm feeling like I can do anything.
I wrote this when I was 12, so I think 12. I wrote that death is the common unifier. One day the ground that we walk so proudly on, all of our life will eternally walk over us. And that was 12-year-old me. Yep, that shows my mentality. And I know this topic is kind of like depressing and all that, but I could say like the cheesy things, like you have to use your time the most, love to the most, all that, love with all of your heart and all that. I could say that.
Spend time with your family.
Yeah, but like the majority of my life, that's just not how it's been. Well, it's been like that, but like on one side I have like the laziness, right? Like I'm so young, I have all this time to do all this stuff, which is pride in a sense. But I'm so young, I have all this time to do all this stuff. And on the other side of me, I'm running out of time. I gotta hurry up and decide this, decide that. I gotta get my future like into shape. So like all that sort of stuff is like just crowding onto my mind. And then I know I talked to you guys about this like a couple weeks ago, and I even mentioned it on like the Monday night college Bible study thing we go to. About like the bad mental state I've been in for a long time, where like I wasn't really suicidal, but I was like, if God wanted to take me to heaven right now, I wouldn't really mind. And like growing up, I guess it's been like that for a while too. Like I've always had a nihilistic point of view, which is like you don't really care, or like not really don't really care. Like a jaded mindset, like I've seen everything type thing. Like from a young age. So I mean, I want to be able to enjoy my life, like, because God has given all of us time as a gift to enjoy. But, like, with that comes a sense of this thing that you have, you're going to lose eventually. And, like, Jesus talks about multiple times where, like, take up your cross, follow me. Like, if you want to gain life, then you have to lose it. So I don't know, it's just hard for me to lose the life that I have here, like for one that is up there, like especially one I can't really see happening.
Yeah, that is true.
And I guess all I can do then is just have faith in God and trust that what He said is true and it's gonna happen if I make the sacrifices here that I need to.
One thing I wish I could get rid of inside myself is procrastination.
Procrastination?
You're gonna hate that.
Oh, I feel that.
Like I want to do stuff, just be popping up. Like dang, bro. Like I'd be setting plans into motion. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start doing this from now on. Then I fail, and I get upset.
Oh, like working out and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, start doing anything.
Yeah, I'd be like, I have so much time. I can still put this off to last minute. And like I know a lot of people make the argument that like I can live however I want for the rest of my life as long as I accept God. Like in the very last few seconds of my life I'll be fine. But yeah. Like you don't really have time to do that. Like death is sudden. Like I remember I was in a pool one time and like I literally almost drowned and like it was like out of nowhere too. And like that one time we're at the beach this summer and that huge wave came and like it hit everybody and I got flipped upside down like 3 times.
Yeah, same.
I was like, dang, what if my foot gets stuck like in Moana? Like how I got trapped into the seaweed and she couldn't move or something?
You would have saw you twisted up the water.
My twist just, my hair just floating on top. You would have grabbed me by my hair, something pulled me out, shook me off.
Yeah.
No. But bro, I mean, scripture tells us to value our life. Like, okay, so, quick question. If, you know the stereotypical, like, terrorist situation, right? So somebody came up to you and put a gun to your head and said, deny Jesus or I'll kill your family, what would you do? That boy thinking. I can see the wheels turning.
I care more about my family than me, to be honest.
So what would you say?
So I guess if I'm going to hell, then they get more of a chance, I guess.
Really? So what if they just killed him after?
Oh, dang, that's true.
My mom would probably slap me if I said yes.
Said yes or what?
If I said, yeah, sure, I'll convert as long as you don't kill my family.
Oh yeah, my family would be upset too.
My mom would probably slap me. So, I mean, what would you choose? I mean, I say that easily now, but I don't know what I'd do in that situation.
I mean, if my family wasn't there and he said that, I'd be like, nah. But
So what
if
if
if they're right in front of me and he had like a more group of guys like ready to do it at that moment, I'd be like, dang, that'd be even harder.
So what if it was just you involved?
I'm just there.
Yeah, because I know you have a strong sense of family. So what if it's just you?
I probably wouldn't.
You probably wouldn't. Interesting. Why?
Getting shot in the head's pretty quick, you know. I wouldn't even feel it. So.
Oh, wooden is the positive here.
Oh, what?
Wait, now I'm confused. Wooden is the positive, right?
Oh yeah, I'm talking about like I wouldn't agree to it.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. So wooden is yes.
Yeah. So
Okay.
wooden is
And
yeah.
wood is no. That's confusing.
Actually, no. Wooden is yes. I wouldn't agree. Yes, I would not agree to it.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah. I mean, you know any off the top of your head any biblical examples of like people who wrestled with time?
With time.
Let's see. Well, I mean, we have my boy.
The niggas in the Bible would be alive to like thousands of years.
Oh, Methuselah.
So why they worried about time?
Yeah. Samson, and we're gonna have to end this pretty soon. Might make a part 2 of this actually, because this is a really good topic. I want to do some biblical research on it. But did I say Samson?
Yeah.
I mean Solomon. Oh my goodness, wisest man in all of Scripture. I mean, believe it or not, he wrestled with time too. Like in the book of Ecclesiastes, a lot of people think he wrote that book. He has like one of my favorite verses in the entire Bible, and it's with much wisdom comes much sorrow. So like how you talked about how ignorance is bliss,
Yeah.
like the more you know, the more aware you are of reality, and the more it hurts. So, I mean, that's probably why as a child, like my upbringing was probably different from yours. Like I was just reading different stuff. Like I was reading like philosophy and deep stuff like that, and that probably led to me.
I was playing basketball on the driveway.
I was always reading. Like that's what probably led me to like that train of thought. Okay, this probably has nothing to do with time, but like you know that nostalgic feeling you get. Actually, that kind of deals with time. Okay, so let's say like
when people show you like a picture of silly man or
no,
something.
not that. I'm not talking about that type of nostalgia, although that is there. Like, I'll go to sleep, right? And this one of the reasons I hate sleeping, although I love it. Me and sleep have a love-hate relationship. But one of the reasons I hate sleeping is because of my dreams. Like,
You have a dream.
I'll go to sleep, right?
And
And
have
like,
a lot of deja vu for some reason.
me too. But I'll go to sleep and life will be like, before I went to sleep, life will be like a wreck. And I'll go to sleep and then I'll dream and I'll have like this perfect life. And like everything is turned out exactly the right way.
It's because like that be happening to me
And,
too.
like,
Like
I've had like a wife. I've gotten like
it's like everything
all the
I
things
thought-
taken care of.
Everything I think about in that day that I want to happen in the future, but like,
Yeah.
dang, hopefully this happens to me.
Everything
I have a
I've
dream.
hoped for in a
I have a
dream
dream,
happens,
and in that dream,
And then I'm
it's-
happy. And then I wake up in the morning and my body hurts because I don't have a bed. I sleep on a futon. And I wake up in the morning. It's a perfect dream. And then I wake up and my back is hurting and my allergies and my nose is all stuffed up. And I'm like, oh, I got college
I
today.
had some dream. I had one dream. I was like, I think I was thinking about it the day before. Like I wanted to have a job with animation or doing like anime or something. I
Yeah.
was like, dang, that'd be awesome. And all I had a dream that I was an animator. I was like, dang, I wish.
Yeah, I woke up and
I wish, bro.
like I wrote a song about it too. But like that feeling you get when you wake up and it just feels like you're missing something. Like you don't know, like you know how you take a nap and then you wake up in the afternoon and it feels like you've missed something. Like, but you
There's
don't
been
know what.
Yeah, I think I kind of. There's been some times where
Like your name, that feeling where like they were
Yeah.
waking up and it feels like they were missing something and they didn't know what it was and they would wake up crying and all that.
I'd be sad. There's been some times where I wake up from my dream and I'm sad because I had everything in that dream that I
Yeah,
wanted.
for real.
I'm like, dang.
Like I remember one night, like recently, it was like it had to be 2 nights ago, but I literally started like praying to God for like mercy in my dream. Like before I go to sleep, I'd be like, God, come on, don't give me like any dream, like don't give me a happy dream or anything, because I'm just gonna feel sad. But I think part of like valuing time is accepting like the hardship and pain and like the sadness that comes with time passing, as well as like the joy and stuff with it. Because I mean, yes, you were hurting for a bit, but I mean you can't like that still is your life. Like with Corona, right? Like yes, life has been put on pause, but you're still living it, right? Like everybody's on lockdown, everybody's quarantined, but that doesn't mean you have to stop living. That doesn't mean you stopped living. And I guess I'll kind of close it off with this. But one of my favorite YouTube channels, Unus, Annus. You might have seen something about it. So it's with Mark and Ethan. Markiplier. You probably know him. But about a year ago, it's been a couple other days. About a year ago, they started this YouTube channel project where they decided to start a channel, and every day for 365 days, they would upload videos. And Unus Annus means 1 year, and their like whole phrase was Memento Mori, which means remember death. It's a phrase the Catholic Church uses all the time. Basically, remember the fact that you're going to die. Remember death. And they upload consistently through Corona, 365 days, and they amassed like millions of subscribers. And then like I think it was 2-3 days ago, like they had a live stream on the last day. And we're like, all right, today the channel dies, and people you can't re-upload anything or anything like that. Not because you can't do it, but because like one, like it's like disrespectful to what like the channel's intent was.
Yeah.
Like, and by them doing that, like they did a live stream, right? And I watched it. And like I learned about all the hardships they went through to put it together, and then all three of them put their hand on the like channel shutdown button, and on the live stream they shut it off and the screen went black, and then the channel was removed from YouTube. And like by them, like I looked on like Twitter, and like tons of people were like actually crying, and like it was actually, I wasn't crying, but it was actually really sad to me, because by them doing that, it was like it was an actual living person, you know. Like by them just suddenly being there and like having all these great memories with like this channel, it became like a living entity, like a living person.
Dang, so I can't watch that.
No, not anymore. No, you already missed out. I watched it. It was hilarious, and like the thing is, like the channel will only live on in your memory, just like a real person. So it's like an actual person actually died. And the whole phrase "remember death." before Unus Annus even happened, I had already looked up that phrase, and I was gonna write a song called Memento Mori. And I wish I had my phone because I could pull up some of the lyrics. And then we'll close after this. Yeah, that's the last 3 minutes of the live stream where the channel died. And like they did this really cool thing where they had like a coffin, right? And then Mark got in it. I think Mark got in it first. And then you know what a eulogy is, right? Where people say things about the person after they die. So like Mark got in, and then Ethan stood outside of it and gave like a eulogy about like how much he loved Mark and like everything they've been through and how much his friendship meant to him. And like the other person did it, and they were like literally both tearing up, and it was like actually really touching. And this song that I wrote, it's like the beautiful thing is we're all running out of time, so while I'm still alive, I want to use my life to make the best of this moment. Don't hide your pain, go ahead and show it. And it just goes on and talks about like all the regrets I've, like I'm only so young, but I already regret so much. I'm like, there's so much that I wish I could go and run back, like I could redo. And I'm only like 19, and I'm already wishing that I could redo things. And I'm already forgetting things as time goes on. So, I don't know. Like, you can't not live through life. You have to. Yeah. So you're always going to be dealing with the thought of, like, death being right there, especially with Corona here. But the thing is that Jesus frees us, like, from all that. And whether we give ourselves over to that freedom is a whole different, it's a whole different subject. So, I mean, how do you think you can deal with it, like, mindset-wise?
I usually just go to Isaiah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's valid.
No, actually, that is kind of true. I'd be thinking about that, like, dang, I'm gonna be going out with Isaiah.
Why Isaiah specifically? He's the youngest?
I don't know.
You just want to make sure you leave an impact.
Yeah, usually, like, whenever I'm, like, thinking about death, like, the main thing, it, like, relates to family. Like, I'm not gonna see them anymore. Like, dang, I'm gonna miss these moments. So I just go and engage myself with what I'm missing. Then I just be surrounded with it.
There it is again with the whole upbringing thing. Like, you're, like, when you think of death, you're more family-centered, while I'm more work-centered. Like, I just want to make sure, like, get all this stuff done.
Yeah, I mean, I'll think about that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, like, I feel like there's, ideas that God has given me that I have to get out to people, like, to reach people. So those they're meant, they have to be done. And, like, my mom has always raised me to put, like, my calling before anything else, including family. So, I don't know.
That's not bad, though.
Yeah, but then again, it kind of, somewhat, I don't know. Then again, Scripture also tells us that those who don't treat their family right are worse than infidels. So, family is important. But yeah, just the way I've dealt with it. Like, I don't think about it often that much.
That's
like,
just where I found my comfort. Yours is probably like searching for that, I guess. I don't know. Mine is just like being surrounded with that.
Searching for what?
Searching, I don't know, going after you. I don't know where you find your comfort at.
Oh.
Probably family too.
For what?
I don't
family?
know. I was talking about like how family is where I find my comfort.
Oh,
if I'm thinking about that kind of stuff.
I don't know. If I'm thinking about it, I just kind of deal with it.
Oh.
Well,
What?
You
should just watch anime or something.
Yeah. Well, you can distract yourself from it, but it's always gonna be there in the back of your head. So like usually what I'll do is like I'll go like live. Like I'll try to live, like actually do something, like I'm using my time, or I'll write about it. Like I'll just try to capture the feelings. Like even David in Psalms 23 said, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil." And in this world, like literally anything can kill you. We're living in the valley of the shadow of death, but he feared nothing. And his whole reason was, you are with me. And I, like God's presence, I wish I could feel, I don't know, like I'm not immersing myself in like God's word like I should be, but still like he said I'm always with you no matter where you go, right? So like I should feel like something, like I should feel it. Like, you know how you're right next to me? Like, I know you're there.
Yeah.
Like, I want it to be like that. And, like, yes, I can do that through Scripture. And, yes, I can do that through prayer. But, like, having God, like, right there, like, the person that made me, like, imagine God himself is, like, right here, sitting next to you. Like the person that promised to be with you through everything. Who's gotten you, like he's sitting right here.
That would be pretty nice.
Yeah, it would. But yeah, I mean, I guess.
Looking for the Boston Georgia. Nah.
I try to focus on like heaven and like the fact that it's gonna come, or like that we win in the end. But it's hard when like you focus on the temporary. And like I said, there's so much we can talk about with time. So I'm probably gonna end up splitting this one up into 2 parts when we have more people from the group here.
Yeah, I wanna know what everybody else thinks about it too.
Yeah, true. So I'll probably, this has been like just our thoughts on it. Next time we'll have some more biblical reference.
You had to remind me about time. You had to remind me about time.
I had to remind you about time. You have to be home at 1 a.m.
No, I was living.
And it's 12:19. Oh yeah, this is kind of, not the right subject to talk about before we go to sleep, is it?
I was living, bro.
Let me live my life. But yeah, just remember, guys, keep in the account. You know, you only get one life. I'm not saying YOLO everything.
Just
like, you try to run across the street, YOLO, you only live once.
Don't do that.
Cars coming 50 miles.
You can do anything.
You can do it.
Kids, go out.
No.
Jump off a roof.
No. Don't do that. Don't listen to them. Like, I'm not going to tell you that. Don't YOLO it, but low-key YOLO it. You know? Like, don't high-key YOLO. Low-key YOLO.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, just remember.
Like, if you see somebody, like, don't be like, another time will come.
Maybe I should.
Boy, get out there and go do something.
Go do it. Shoot your shot. Come on now.
I like how I'm saying that, too.
Yeah, you need to do that.
Yeah.
I need to, too, but I don't know. So, yeah, guys. If you like that, make sure you like, subscribe.
You think you got superpowers? Try to use them.
don't listen to him. Like, subscribe, all that. Today has been Nodream Jail.
And Kobe.
And
Kyle, who just woke up.
Boy,
This man woke up at the end of it, right at the end.
Yeah. Next time we'll have to he's just staring at us on the sofa.
His hair is all sweet.
Yep, what he said, AK-47's mac and cheese and
Wow.
God's alive. Right,
Yep.
that's what he said.
That's it.
Alright, guys, Nodream Jail
And Kobe.
and youth. See you guys next week. Bye-bye.
We are living.